What's up, everybody? Welcome to Podcast Now. I'm Alex. I'm once again joined by Tyler. We are back for another video in our Pirates of the Caribbean community series, a community series that airs on our channel every other Friday, where we talk about a variety of Pirates of the Caribbean topics. Now, in this video, we want to talk about a Pirates of the Caribbean 6 announcement in August. Now, this connects with D23, and this isn't clickbait really in any way. We're going to be discussing that one way or another with D23, with August coming right around the corner. There will be a Pirates of the Caribbean announcement. Now, there may be an announcement without an announcement, and Tyler's going to explain what the heck that means. But we're going to go off a little bit, kind of talk about the future Pirates of the Caribbean, and talk about how really August is the last chance. Once D23 happens, whatever the heck happens, Tyler and I will be back, and we will be discussing the Pirates of the Caribbean community series. So that's going to be a very, very important video when D23 is over. We'll keep you guys posted on that. So Tyler, with D23 here, this was something, especially after Pirates 5, this was a convention, obviously, the bringing together of Disney. This is a convention, basically, that happens every 2 years, and we don't get the massive announcements here that maybe we do for other, big conventions, but this is the place that we got a Pirates of the Caribbean 5 announcement many years ago. So this is a place that they like to connect Pirates announcements to, and this is really it's been looked at by us, it's been looked at by a lot of people as really the last chance and the only chance that we're going to get a Pirates 6 announcement. So whether or not that does happen, why do we believe that there's still going to be an announcement made in August?
So there's actually three options that we can get from Disney at D23. Number one is, of course, Pirates of the Caribbean 6. We may get here's the title, here's when it's coming out, here's the cast, and if it's Pirates of the Caribbean 6 with Jack Sparrow, Johnny Depp, they'd probably say this will be the final adventure with Jack Sparrow and blah, 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 blah. And then we'd get like a small synopsis with the release date, the planned release date. So that's option number one. And I'd probably put that at least likely. So then we have another option. And they don't announce a Pirates of the Caribbean movie, but they announce a Pirates of the Caribbean Disney Plus show like we've been talking about on our channel. So we might get a Disney Plus show, because now that they have Disney Plus, that's just one more platform for them to talk about at D23. Because they wanted to get into gaming. Now they're kind of in gaming now. They're doing more in the gaming world. Obviously movies, that was their big thing. But now with D23, now they could kind of get into, they did TV, but now they could kind of get into, like, here's our own shows with pretty big budgets for Disney, for Star Wars, for Marvel. So those are, that's going to be something that they talk about now, is the Disney Plus. So it is totally possible that they announce the Pirates of the Caribbean Disney Plus show. Maybe they say, and it sets sail in 2021 or something like that. So that's a possibility. That's a little bit more likely, but still kind of, less likely. And the third and unfortunately final option is there's absolutely no announcement of Pirates of the Caribbean whatsoever. Now, unfortunately, I think that's the more likely option, and I'm not being a negative Nancy. My name is Tyler. But I really do. Unfortunately, I think that we're not going to hear anything. And if they don't announce anything, that is actually announcing their entire plans for the future of Pirates of the Caribbean, which is they don't have any plans for Pirates of the Caribbean, and it's over. It's dead. They're done with it. So pray that they either announce a Disney Plus show or a movie, because if they announce nothing, I truly can say you can and we will declare Pirates of the Caribbean dead. And I really do hate to say that too. And you might be saying, well, no, they might do it in a couple of years. Well, no, they won't, because really think about it. If Disney at D23, if they come out and they say, okay, well, here it's 2019, so this starts, what we're about to announce, this is all for 2020. And we're going to announce the next 3 years, just 3 years of our films, live action, and then we're going to, and then Marvel's going to have theirs, but we're going to throw that up on the screen probably. Maybe not, I don't know. They probably might not. Star Wars, they'll probably do that separately. So here's all the Disney Pixar and Disney live action films. This is our slate for the next 3 years, starting in 2020. And if they don't have Pirates of the Caribbean, and again, this is the scenario where they don't forget, Pirates of the Caribbean 5 came out in 2017. So from 2017 to 2020, obviously that's 3 years. And then if you go from 2020 to 2023, now that's 6 years. If they don't have a Pirates of the Caribbean movie in 6 years, they 100% are not going to have a Pirates of the Caribbean movie after that 6 years. And it has nothing to do with Johnny Depp's age. It doesn't have to do with any of that. What it has to do with is, and I know there might be some people who are like, yeah, but Pirates of the Caribbean 5 compared to, because no one really counts Pirates of the Caribbean 4, which you shouldn't, but between Pirates of the Caribbean 3 and Pirates of the Caribbean 5, that was around 10 years. So, maybe they will do another 10-year thing. Maybe they'll do a 7 or 8 year thing. They won't. They won't, because if you don't announce a sequel for Pirates of the, or even just Pirates of the Caribbean, well, it's in a way still kind of fresh, because Pirates of the Caribbean 5, that's only 2 years ago. Even though obviously nothing could come out until 2020, 21, 22, whatever. It's still kind of fresh. But the longer you wait, if you wait 6 years, and then you're like, okay, well, now we're going to announce 2024 to 2025, 2026, and let's say 2027. We're going to announce 2024 to 2027, and in 2027 there's Pirates of the Caribbean. It doesn't make sense. They're not going to delay it, because the longer you wait, the longer more people don't care, which means you're not going to make as much money. There's not going to be as much. There's just not going to be enough support for the film. So 3 years really of announcements, I should say, is more than you think, because it's just that much longer. It's just that much farther away for Pirates of the Caribbean to just kind of fade into everybody's memory. So yeah, that would be bad. And if they did 5 years, which I think they would do 3, but if they were to say, here's our next 5 years, and Pirates of the Caribbean's not on it, then right then and there, Pirates of the Caribbean is 100% dead. In my opinion, like I said, if they do 3 years, it's totally dead. I would even say if it was even 2 years, that's still 5 years from Pirates of the Caribbean 5. Even 5 years, that's a long time for people to really not care. And the thing is, we haven't heard, there's no news about it at all. There was going to be those writers to write another Pirates of the Caribbean movie, then they stopped. Then wasn't there going to be the Deadpool writers, and now they're not. So there's just no news attached to it. And you'd think that Deadline or any of these sites that have these sources, if Disney's been secretly planning a Pirates of the Caribbean, well, when they were planning Pirates of the Caribbean just a few months ago, back in February, not that long ago, there was leaks about it. And now you're going to try to tell me that oh, well, nope, they are doing it, but there's just nobody that knows about it? That it just doesn't make sense. So that's why I'm saying I wouldn't expect an announcement at D23. And unfortunately, that's the worst. That's really the worst thing for Pirates of the Caribbean fans. Because with no announcement, I truly believe that means no Pirates of the Caribbean, and it's 100% dead.
I agree. I think this is a make or break kind of situation for Pirates, and something that has, again, been looked at ever since Pirates 5 came out. And the more and more we go through these years, these last 2 years, and it's been over 2 years since Pirates 5 has been out, it's been looked at that this is their last chance, that they have to unveil something at D23. And, like Tyler said, we're getting all these announcements for Marvel movies, all these live action, these Pixar films, all of this stuff, and we're getting this road plan for 3, 4, 5 years out, and it's like if there's no pirates in that spot, and that doesn't mean there can't be pirates after, but it's like, why would you even do it after that? And when it comes to that, and when you ask that question, the answer is kind of like, well, you really don't. I don't know how you can. And pirates will always be a thing, okay? I don't think they'll ever close down the rides in any of the Disney parks. They'll still have the hotels. They'll still do all that stuff. But at the same time, you have to look at the movies and you have to look at the money they're making. And like Tyler and I talked about 2 weeks ago, you look at the situation with these movies and you don't want to just throw away money for nothing. It's a risky film. I think it's probably one of the most risky film projects that they have in Disney, where it's like, well, do you do Johnny Depp? Do you not do Johnny Depp? Do you do a prequel? Do you do a reboot? Do you do a TV show? Do people watch it if there's Johnny Depp? If there's not Johnny Depp, like how much money we're going to be making from this? And it all kind of leads them to be in limbo. And beyond that, like I was saying, we've gotten all these reports, all these leaks of these writers coming in and out of trying to do it. And it just seems like, firstly, if you're having it takes quite a few months, at least a few months, to write a film. So if they just got a writer, say a couple months ago, to start writing, I don't even think a script would be ready for D23. And you would think, and they remember when they announced Pirates 5, they announced the cast, they announced the synopsis, they announced what the movie was about, and I believe they said that it was going to start filming that upcoming fall/winter time. So literally, they were ready to go, or it just had started filming or something like that. So when they announced Pirates 5, it was ready to start going. It was ready to be made. They had everything in place. I'm sure they had everybody hired. If you're having these writers write the script, it still needs to get approved. It still needs to go through multiple rewrites to get it right. You need sign-offs from the actors. You need to get actors and actresses. You need to get the team together that's going to make these films. So you have so many things that still need to get done beyond just the script. So I really do think a Pirates movie is next to impossible to be announced at D23. If it is announced, then they were working on something behind the scenes that nobody reported on. TV show maybe is a little bit more likely. Maybe they've had a TV show in the works for some time that they were waiting to announce or waiting to kind of gauge interest in. That's possible. I still see that as very, very, very unlikely. But honestly, to me, that's the announcement we will get. And if we don't get that announcement, like Tyler said, like we kind of hinted in the beginning of the video too, it's still an announcement, because it's like, well, then it looks like Pirates is done for. Because again, they're not going to close rides. The Pirates will always still be a thing. Jack Sparrow will still be a thing, and I think that'll eventually fade into non-existence as well. But if they don't have an announcement, I think you can call it quits for many, many years. Maybe in 10, 15 years, they completely reboot the franchise. People have completely at that point forgotten about Pirates, and then maybe you can start over again 10, 15 years from now. But as it looks right now, if we want the conclusion to Jack Sparrow's story, if we want Pirates to continue and to kind of grow and to not take that long, long break to then come back, we need an announcement next month. And I honestly just don't see that as very likely at all. So guys, let us know in the comments below, what do you think about that? Do you expect to see an announcement? What do you think if there is none at D23? Let us know. Make sure you guys subscribe to our YouTube channel Podcast Now. Hit that bell icon so you guys don't miss out on any of our videos. Again, these air every other week. 2 weeks from now, we'll be back, and we hope to see you guys there.